A draw which really felt like defeat at Arsenal before Christmas. So how did Liverpool respond today? Well, Jurgen Klopp has made 4 changes. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain among those returning. Mignolet keeps his place. And with Henderson injured, Coutinho is the captain today for Liverpool, who are taking on Swansea. And in caretaker charge, Leon Britton. Good start for them, a point against Crystal Palace. The tall figure of Ollie McBurney makes his first Premier League start today. They've also made changes. Jordan Ayew comes back into the side, having come off the bench to score against Crystal Palace last time out. Liverpool then taking on Swansea in a second live game of this Boxing Day, available to Sky Q subscribers in Ultra HD and in Dolby Atmos. Swansea bottom at Christmas, and they kick off 5 points adrift of safety. But the good news for them today is that no other side in the bottom half has managed to win. Should they get 3 points at Anfield for the second season in a row, they would climb above West Brom, who would drop to the bottom. Liverpool have dropped down to 5th because of Spurs' win earlier against Southampton. Chelsea also winning today at home against Brighton. Manchester United dropping points again, though. So victory for Liverpool take them back into the top 4 and just 5 points behind United in second place. Jamie Redknapp is here. Before we hear from Jamie, let's hear from the 2 men in charge today, Leon Britton and Jurgen Klopp, with Patrick Davison.
Jurgen, 4 changes to your team, but is the reassuring thing for you that on paper you look just as strong?
Yeah, that should be like this. So that's very important for us, and that we can line up like this. But we could have lined up completely different. They all fit. Sadio is fit, but we thought we have to start in one way, and then we need the full strength or the full 95 minutes, and so we can make important changes. So good.
Well, Leon, you've certainly made your mark on it today, particularly up front. Oliver McBurney making his first Premier League start ahead of Tammy Abraham. What's the thinking there?
Well, I just wanted to freshen up the front line as such, and I've made 4 changes, 3 being in midfield, up front, and 1 in midfield. I think Ollie's done well. He's played for the 23. He's scored a lot of goals. He's been in and around the first team training, come on a few games, and I just thought this was the right opportunity for him to get his first full start, and he's a very confident boy.
Swansea's not a typical bottom of the table team, I would say. They play football. They have their own style of play. Not with the 100% confidence, of course, because of the results in the last few weeks, but they still do it. The team tonight is exciting. A few players coming back. The first back again. Rutledge is back, and the young Scottish striker up front and stuff like this. So it's different. So, but we will see. I don't know what the plan is exactly. But if we do what we want to do, then they have to react on our things, and that's all.
We come here in January in a similar situation in terms of where we were in the league and the confidence levels. So we need belief here, of course. We need the players to play at a very high level, because we've seen with Liverpool, with the players that they've got, they can be very dangerous. So we need everyone to be playing at a high level, giving everything, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Well, Jamie, we've been lucky enough to be in Leon Britton's presence a couple of times around studios watching Swansea games. He's a real bubbly presence, isn't he? Would you expect some of that to rub off on this Swansea team?
Yeah, you'd hope so. I mean, I like him. First of all, he's a very good footballer. Great football brain. This is a big job, though. Make no mistake. You could ask Pep Guardiola with this group of players, and he would struggle. Because I think, when I look at all the teams at the bottom, and this is no disrespect, I think this squad lacks the least amount of talent. So he's got to find a way of getting results. Last year, they had 12 points at this stage last season. Now they've got 13, and they're hoping that he can go in there, he's Swansea through and through, that he can somehow extract something out of this squad. I'm not sure how he can do it. I have to be honest.
Well, he's made a big decision today, Jamie, in Ollie McBurney. He was someone who was really hoping for a low move to the Championship. It didn't happen for him in August, and here he is making his first Premier League start at Anfield. So how does he make a positive impression?
It's not going to be easy, but what he's got to do, he's going to have to be brave, he's got to be raw, he's got to run around and chase lost causes. The one bit of hope that I give him is he's playing against the back 2 in Klavan and Matip, which personally I think give you a chance. They're not physically strong, they're not going to dominate you, they're not really leaders. If they can get the right service into him, he might get a bit of success.
What about the changes that Liverpool have made today then, Jamie, with Coutinho now playing in that front three again? Do you like him there, or do you actually think he's more suited to playing that deeper role?
I think it's more because of Jordan Henderson's injury, and they probably feel that they need somebody to thicken that three up, if you like, because Can, Wijnaldum and Oxlade-Chamberlain all want to go forward. So with Can playing there, and maybe they feel that they want the three in there to be a bit tight. Coutinho, Firmino and Salah, they're the three that, you know, if you're the manager of Swansea, they're the three that worry you. So much talent going forward, you know, and so much so they're leaving Mane on the bench.
He will enjoy that responsibility of leading the team out. Not for the first time today, won't he?
Yeah, I think personally he's handled this situation so well. I think if you look at Southampton, with what's happened with Virgil van Dijk, the opposite, he doesn't look like he wants to play. This guy's got on with it, has been fantastic. All I hear about is the players saying how well he trains, shows a great attitude week in, week out. Do I think he'll be at Liverpool next year? Probably not. So let's enjoy him while he's here.
And we're enjoying Salah as well. The gauntlet's been thrown down by Harry Kane earlier. He's now 3 clear of Salah.
Yeah, in a flash. I mean, that's how quickly it can turn around. But why I think he's doing so, he's playing in a wide area. Harry's playing as a central striker, easier to score goals. He's doing it in all sorts of areas, and the problem you've got today is how you stop him. You know, if you're Olsen, you're going to ask Ayew to come back and help you, because any one-on-ones, you cannot show him inside. If he comes inside that left foot, he bends it in the top corner, bottom corner, anywhere you want. You've just got to try and somehow also stop the supply to him if you can.
Liverpool fans really enjoying watching him. It's a very expectant Anfield today, as you would expect. They've never lost there on Boxing Day in the Premier League, but remember what happened last season against this opposition.
Getting you home for the Premier League on Sky Sports, sponsored by the new Nissan Micra.
At Honda, when we have one good idea, we never stop. We keep going until we find another one. See your nearest dealer before the 31st of January and discover even more great offers.
Match day's my favourite day, despite all of these bums in my face.
Simon coming through!
And the clueless steward clearing the way.
We've cleared the way for you to join Paddy's Rewards Club. Just place 5 bets of £10 or more in a week, and you'll get a free £10 bet the next week.
At least we got the best seats of them all. Go! My bet's gonna come in, I know. The high fans are leaving.
That's the spirit, Paddy Power, you beauty.
Cooey! Just popped in for some... Whatever's that?
Home insurance bill.
It's eating all your money!
Yeah, it keeps doing that. It's driving me bananas.
Don't go spare. As bills get fatter, is no matter, don't compare. Their unbiased information could save millions across the nation. Before you go bananas, go compare.
Calling all creators.
Those with the need
to make something new. Who are obsessed with progress. Creativity is everything in today's game.
It's about making a statement.
I think what we're all trying to do is leave a mark so the game will never be the same.
The game will never
be the same.
We're all creators, related by a mindset.
That's our job, to continue to try to enlighten while we inspire.
I've been taking an example of it, but now I have to create for myself.
It's not about borders,
gender,
or race.
I ain't trying to stay in my lane. I'm trying to strike while the iron hot.
It's all intertwined. Fashion inspires music.
Art, design, and sport together.
Come on, Hopkins. You know you listening to Pusha T before you hit the field. And Aaron Rodgers, maybe you should.
Join us.
Join us.
Pull up a chair.
Let's change sport.
Change lives.
Let's create.
Let's create.
You get more with Betfair. More edge-of-the-seat action. More drama. And more last-minute winners. Get more from Betfair with this great odds boost shown on screen now. you ready for more?
2 for Tuesdays from Domino's. Buy one, get one free on medium and large pizzas. Order now for half-time. Domino's, the official food of everything.
Getting you home for the Premier League on Sky Sports, sponsored by the new Nissan Micra.
Well, I said it was an expectant Anfield today. How hard do you anticipate this to be for Swansea, Jamie?
Yeah, I do, and it's going to be an extremely difficult game. What I will say is, almost Liverpool's home form, it's not been great. Drawn their last 3, so you've got to look at that and think we will get chances. Everton, West Brom, what they did extremely well was they defended for their lives, they make it difficult, they try to frustrate the team. What you don't want to do in this game is go and concede after 10, 15 minutes, and it'll be such a difficult afternoon, early evening for Swansea then. Put them under pressure if you can, but make sure you don't concede early in this game. It's always been the same at Anfield.
Right decision for Mignolet to keep his place, do you think?
Yeah, I do. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of either keeper. I have to be. I don't think they're top draw. I think if you look at the other teams at the top with their goalkeepers, I don't think the fact that he keeps chopping and changing is ideal. You have a number 1. You don't see De Gea getting dropped, do you? You know, and Man City are not going to drop their goalkeeper at the moment. So, you know, the fact that they keep rotating, I don't think it tells you that he's the biggest fan of either of them.
15 goals for Salah, now 3 behind Harry Kane in the goal-scoring charts. Terrific afternoon for Harry Kane earlier. Can Salah match his effort from earlier today? Liverpool hoping to get back to winning ways here against Swansea City. And watching for us, Jamie Carragher and Bill Leslie.
Yes, thanks, David. Welcome, everyone. Well, Liverpool should be full of Christmas cheer here. They haven't lost in over 2 months in any competition. They're in the last 16 of the Champions League. They've got that to look forward to next year. And a win here, they'll go back into the top 4 of the Premier League. But there's still that feeling in the air they could do with a little bit of a lift. Well, Simon Mignolet took plenty of heat for his role in the Emirates draw last Friday. He keeps his place today, though. There are changes elsewhere, 4 in total. Joel Matip fit after injury. He returns to the starting lineup for the first time since the win at Stoke last month. Trent Alexander-Arnold also comes back in. Jordan Henderson's hamstring injury means he's unlikely to play again until the new year. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain returns to the side, as does Gini Wijnaldum. That leaves 3 of the Fab 4 on show from the start here today, including the in-form Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, the one to drop down to the bench. You'd expect Lucas Fabianski to be kept busy this evening as he looks for what will be his first away clean sheet since September. A few pluses for Leon Britton as Kyle Norton is pass fit to start, so it's as you were at the back. Roque Mesa was also an injury down coming into this one, as was Leroy Fair, who missed last time out with a back injury. Both start here tonight. Ollie McBurney starts his first ever Premier League match. He's flanked by Wayne Radledge, who himself is back after a couple of weeks out injured. Tammy Abraham left out today for Swansea as they look to find that formula that would fire them up the Premier League table. Now we're just about ready to go here for the penultimate home outing of 2017. The year that started here with Jurgen Klopp suffering a series of setbacks. One of those was defeat to Swansea back in January. Surely Liverpool won't fall into the same trap here tonight. We'll find out next.
Who wants to be just a spectator? Our players don't celebrate sports stars. They celebrate beating them. For those that relish competition. Sport, take them on.
Well, one of the changes that Jurgen Klopp has made today, Jamie, is bringing back Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. What do you expect to see from him today?
Well, more of the same, outstanding in that central midfield role. Away at Bournemouth, I think that's the only role he has to be maybe a regular starter for Liverpool going forward on the Klopp, so more of the same. And Alfie Mawson, yes, tough position for Swansea to be in, but if they have any hopes of staying up, this man has to stay at the club. Talk of him moving in January, they need to keep him.
And Swansea in their change strip of all black here tonight. 8 of the 11 who start for them here did start the win back in January. But the 3 who are missing, well, they have quite simply not replaced them. Jack Cork, who's enjoying himself with Burnley, Gylfi Sigurdsson and Fernando Llorente. Midfield steel and half the goals that they had in the Premier League last season, all gone out of the door. Here's Roque Mesa. Well, it's only 8 days since Swansea's last visit to Merseyside, and they no longer have the man who was in charge then. Paul Clement has gone, of course. Away wins remain elusive. No away wins since August, just 1 in 10. There are reasons, good reasons, why they are bottom of the Premier League. Second match in charge for Leon Britton. The first saw them come from behind at home against Crystal Palace, a match that quite simply they could not afford to lose.
Well, there is someone before, a former teammate, Gary Monk, who's been in that situation, was asked to come in late in the season. I think replaced Loudrup a couple of years ago. He done the job. I think it's a far more difficult proposition for Leon Britton. He said he doesn't really want the job, but that can all change with a big win at Anfield. Yes, diagonal pass to a diagonal run. So often we see that from Salah. Very important. Mawson, Olsen close off that space. That's where he likes to run, between centre-back and left-back.
Well, the numbers so impressive for Mo Salah. Also thought that he might be rested today, but Mane is the spare part. Routledge, who started on the right here for Swansea tonight, with Jordan Ayew out on the left. Coutinho. Roque Mesa, you suspect, will be trying to stick very close to him today. Matip, who makes his 50th Premier League start for Liverpool here this evening. Right now they're moving forward from midfield, but zipping that straight out of play.
Well, Liverpool are going to face the same thing they face every time in this stadium. Team block, 2 banks of 4, strikers come back to help. They've struggled in the last few weeks with that. West Brom, Everton coming here getting good results. Teams you'd expect Liverpool to beat. Swansea in that category.
Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oxlade-Chamberlain able to keep it going forward. Now they've got to get their home show back on the road, Liverpool. Without a win in 3, if you include the games Jamie was talking about, and the win or the draw here against Chelsea, but they failed to hold on to their lead in.
Big problem that for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool team, how often they throw leads away. Yes, we can talk about Friday night at Arsenal, obviously 2-0 up, but Chelsea 1-0 up, Everton 1-0 up the same. 4 points drop there if they can hang on.
Clyde in the Champions League as well, out in Seville, of course. They did rally with some fine performances to make sure that they did get through to the knockout phase. Here's Robertson. The continued absence of Marino, getting a bit of a run in the side. Andy Robertson, many are happy to see that. They don't lose many at home, Liverpool, in the Premier League. No one's come here and won at all this season. The last manager to do that was Sam Allardyce with his Crystal Palace side back in April. Christian Benteke with a couple of goals on that occasion. But it's those costly draws, isn't it, as Jamie was just saying. 5 in total. No one has drawn more home games in the Premier League this season. Emre Can. Robertson getting forward. Rocky Mesa getting back. Carroll. Are you holding on to possession? Firmino has stolen it back for Liverpool, and Liverpool get at Swansea straight away, and that is a joy to behold. Ruthless and brilliant. Coutinho, 1-0 Liverpool.
That little genius once again. We saw it on Friday night. Headed goal this time. A goal we all associate with that man. I don't think there's anyone in the Premier League who's got more goals from outside the box than Philip Coutinho, but it starts with Firmino winning the ball again, and look at that. Goalkeeper doesn't even move. That's a dive. Firmino wins that ball. Shows again how important he is to that pressing for Jurgen Klopp. But what a finish from Philip Coutinho. Uses the man in front of him and just whips it round him. That's why the goalkeeper can't see, because the defender is blocking his path. Philip Coutinho uses him. And that's what you want. Jamie Redknapp said in the studio they can't afford to concede an early goal. 10 or 15 minutes. 6 minutes in, Liverpool 1-0.
It's his 200th Premier League appearance, or 200th Liverpool appearance, I should say. And Philip Coutinho crowning it in the grand manner. Mawson. Mawson still trying to drive Swansea forward. It's a bleak landscape for Swansea even before going behind here. They've lost the most games, they've scored the fewest goals, have the fewest number of points. A win here would take them off the bottom of the Premier League, leaving West Brom down there. Carroll. Ayew. We've got some making of amends to do after giving the ball away in the build-up to that Liverpool goal. Norton. McBurney. First chance he's had to get himself into the game. That's in by Routledge. Ayew's come in. Mignolet does save.
Great cross in from one winger. Routledge, the other winger coming in. Ayew, the back post. He's got the run on Alexander-Arnold. I think it'd be nice for Mignolet just to get an early touch there. Decent enough save that you'd expect. But after what happened Friday night, probably needs that to start of the game.
Norton. Here's Leroy Fair. Clavin got in there ahead of the full debutant McBurney, and now Liverpool can have a go again. Here's Firmino, twisting, turning, looking to provide.
Causing so many problems already, Firmino. Stands up Fernandes in the box, leaves him. He does well, Fernandes, getting back to block the cross. But he was an outstanding form on Friday night at Arsenal. I thought he was Liverpool's best player. And he's already had an impact today. Winning the ball back, that's where the first goals come from.
Well, Liverpool found themselves 2-0 down in the defeat here last season. They came back 2 goals from Roberto Firmino before a winner from Llorente.
I was here that day, Bill. Llorente, Sigurdsson, heavily involved, got the goals that day. That's what's badly missing from this team. Yes, the manager, Paul Clement, can't maybe complain too much the position they were in, the lack of goals in the team. The players to replace them haven't worked, but taking that quality out of a team like Swansea and not replacing them. As much the owners really as the manager and the players and the signings that he's made, they haven't really stood up to task.
A flick from Firmino to Salah. No offside flag against Coutinho. Coutinho with the cutback. Robertson will wrap his left foot through the back of that one and it'll slice wide.
Great combination play again, Firmino, Salah. Coutinho finds himself on that right side. Salah comes inside, Firmino's involved, Coutinho, the 3 of them there. Like a 5-a-side move, that. Just cuts across it, Robinson doesn't fancy himself on his right foot.
Klavan.
Yes, we talk of Liverpool's defensive issues, and rightly so. And I feel like we'll stop them winning big prizes going forward unless it changes. But certainly that front four, the Fab Four, yes, Mane's on the bench, but the team and the way they play, the goals they score, how exciting they are going forward. Massive credit to Jurgen Klopp for that.
The impact they've made. Salah leading the way, but Coutinho levelling it up with Firmino, courtesy of that delightful strike. Here he is on the ball now, the brilliant little Brazilian to Firmino. Kevin Friend, the referee, took his time before giving the free kick.
Yeah, there's been space down that side already. Fernandes has been pulled out a couple of times by Firmino, went past him before. Brings him down. Now you don't want to be getting dragged out there. He needs Norton to stay in his position. Give him some more protection. Been far too easy for Liverpool's front players to get at Swansea's centre-backs in the first 12-13 minutes.
Well, Coutinho and Salah, the 2 standing over this one for Liverpool. Salah took a touch off the 2-man wall, back in by Klavan and over by Klavan.
Well, it looked like a dive to me. Ayew, he gets an initial challenge, just goes down far too easy, but the role of Firmino again winning this ball. If he goes down there, maybe that would be a foul. Stays on his feet and then just seems to drop to the floor. We talk about people going down too easy in the opposition's box, trying to gain yourself a penalty. He's cost his team a goal.
Well, he scored his team a spectacular goal to level it up on Saturday.
If you're going to dive, you're probably best doing it in the opposition's box.
Chan into Coutinho. Massa sees the only way to stop him as hauling him to the ground, so Liverpool have a free kick here. The Estonian Klavan. Robertson trying to get the return from Firmino. Leroy Fair. Chamberlain playing a good role in getting that back for Liverpool. Here he is now. Fabianski goes long. McBurney, who's in the side presumably for his physicality to win aerial battles like that, wasn't able to do anything there. The young Scotsman, he's a Scottish under-21 international.
Very difficult for him, that lone figure. Awful record in terms of scoring goals, Swansea this season. 11 goals in 19 games. You'd ask a lad, one first Premier League game comes in away at Anfield, going to be really difficult for him. We've got the belief in this Swansea team. Wouldn't have been great before the game, but that could just evaporate. Seeing the goals so early with that record of goal scoring for them.
Yeah, clean sheets have been so important to what points Swansea have managed to pick up this season. Actually, the one against Crystal Palace, the point they picked up last time out, the first time this season they picked up any points without it being accompanied by a clean sheet. Oxlade-Chamberlain, cut out by Ayew. Salah. Robertson. Coutinho. In towards Salah. It was agonisingly close for him. So much so he almost reached out with his arm.
Great pass from Coutinho. No one really knows who to pick him up. Sometimes he's wide left, sometimes he's in the midfield three. And I said how important that space is between Swansea's left back and centre back Mawson. Also between the two of them. A little bit too much on it. If he can get a touch on that, you think he could possibly just lift that over the oncoming goalkeeper, Fabianski. But Coutinho's causing huge problems here. Kyle Naughton's never quite sure to go into midfield with him, stay wide with him.
Back to Clavan, who is now enjoying his best ever run in the Liverpool Premier League side, his 5th successive start. Ian Lovren on the bench for Liverpool, incidentally, tonight. Salah in the thick of it again. They just can't stop him here. 3, and they only just managed to dispossess Mohamed Salah.
Should have got a shot away. He wanted to beat the man 2 or 3 times there. Yeah, he's got that ability, but you think today the only thing that could stop Liverpool is complacency. And in that situation there, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh considering the goals he's got this season, but it just looked on for him to try and whip that into the far corner, as we saw he did against Everton a couple of weeks ago.
Well, we were here for a few of them. There were those successions of draws here towards the end of last season. Southampton, one of them, games that Liverpool really struggled to break down back lines, and sides that came here to set their stall up proved not costly in terms of top 4 finish. They managed to get that, but costly in terms of any loftier ambitions. And there's just similar sort of feelings returning, particularly with the draw here against West Brom last time out.
Well, today, in a couple of days, Leicester at home. You'd expect Liverpool to get 6 points, but on the back of those 2 home games, as you mentioned, I think it's vital that Liverpool do get a win, and a good win, really. Going forward to banish those thoughts of teams coming here, as we saw last season.
Well, they've certainly got some frustrations to get out of their system, and they've started very strongly with that Coutinho goal. Thwarted on this occasion, though. Routledge for Swansea. On by the Argentino Fernandez. Here's McBurney.
Sloppy from Liverpool, letting them get in there, too much space, but you just don't have the real belief and conviction that Swansea are really going to hurt not just Liverpool, but any team this season with the lack of goals. And
snapped away by Mawson. This is Roque Mesa, former Las Palmas midfielder. Had very impressive statistics in Spanish football last season, Roque Mesa, but he's another one who perhaps hasn't really lived up to the billing, along with Renato Sanchez, who's on the bench for Swansea tonight.
Well, we covered the game at Goodison against Everton. Swansea lost 3-1, in a great position, leading the game 1-0, and Messer made that stupid challenge just before half-time. Everton get the penalty, then go on to win the game, and it's just things like that that I feel have let Swansea down.
Salah putting the pressure on Mawson. Will go back to Fabianski. Coutinho. Wijnaldum. Robertson. Firmino. Very nearly, very good from Coutinho, just intercepted. He lost his footing and possession. Forward comes Claver, clattering into him is Leroy Fair.
Yeah, takes the ball off McBurney too easily, he slips, but there's no support. I feel sorry for the lad. It's only 20 minutes in. There's no one near him ever getting support, and very difficult there up on his own against two centre-backs. He's going to need a lot more support. No shin pads, or the smallest shin pads I've ever seen in my life. It's one or the other.
Here's Firmino. Emre Can. Robertson. Cut up by Messer, now McBurney. Misplaced by Norton. Does not want to be doing that. Here's Emre Can. Takes it on himself rather than look for Salah, who we had one side, or Firmino the other.
Yeah, possibly should have slipped Salah in. 2 or 3 times Liverpool now chose the wrong option. As I said, I think they think it's so easy coming up against Swansea. Maybe that's the reason why. But you want to get that second goal to really kill the game. You think it'll be really difficult for Swansea then. But Swansea's so poor. Norton pass into midfield, loses the ball, brings Liverpool right onto them. There's just such a lack of ideas when they're in possession. So often in these positions now, and it doesn't seem no real clue of what they're trying to do or looking to do to hurt Liverpool.
Mawson. Ayew. Salah's back to help out Alexander-Arnold. Here's Rocky Mesa. Carroll now. Rocky Mesa got himself in the way. Alexander-Arnold's passed wayward. Almost stolen by Coutinho. That comes Firmino, but it's Norton. We can't find McBurney. Claver now for Liverpool. Matip. Rocky Mesa. Wijnaldum has it back. Now Salah. Still Salah. Rutledge and Norton combining, looking for McBurney.
Can't believe how poor Swansea's passing been. Yes, there's a lack of confidence. Yes, the bottom of the league, but players at this level, again, Salah almost scores because of a poor pass from Swansea on that left side. At least this time there's a bit more conviction. Tries to bend the ball around Mawson, he gets a good block.
Firmino holding off Roque Mesa. Finding Coutinho. Oxlade-Chamberlain, this looks tempting. He's glazed it over.
Work well from Philip Coutinho on this left side. Has plenty of time and space. Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's the one thing he's got to add to his game. Goals, something Jurgen Klopp was talking about a week or so ago. Something he's not renowned for it at Arsenal. He's an attacking player. He's got to bring more goals and assists to his game. And it looks like the position he's playing now, more of a central midfield role, so maybe less onus on him going forward in his Liverpool career, but he's got to be looking for double figures in goals each season. For him to be classed as a good signing, I'd say.
I was just going to say, you look at his Premier League numbers, this is his 149th Premier League appearance, 10 goals. Yeah, surprisingly low, isn't it?
It's not enough. Yes, a lot of those appearances maybe in substitute appearances, playing wing-back at times last season for Arsenal, but he seriously has to improve on that. Because with those players, certainly with price tags of 35, 40 million, that's what you're going to get judged on. Goals and assists. But there has been an upturn in form from Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think he found it difficult initially when he first came. Not too many chances under Jurgen Klopp, but excellent at Bournemouth. Now looks like he's, every time there's rotation, he's one of the people who comes straight in. He's just got to find a berth as part of the real first starting 11. I don't think people would actually say he's done that yet.
Here's Ayew. Roque Mesa. As a player, and he is still a player, remember, although he's injured at the moment. Such an efficient user of the ball in that Swansea side that came up through the divisions under Roberto Martinez, Brendan Rodgers into the Premier League. He won't enjoy watching his side be so poor in possession.
Well, certainly one of the men just in front of him, Kyle Norton, again, he's just chipped the ball out to play. 3 or 4 times now. Been quite sloppy in possession.
Alexander-Arnold. Matip. Now Oxlade-Chamberlain. Ayew will be able to run at Matip and co here. Beyond the challenge of Chan. Down he goes under the challenge of Wijnaldum, nothing given. But he does have it back, Jordan Ayew. He's lost it here, though. Firmino, Coutinho, seeking Salah. Only finding Mawson.
Liverpool have become very sloppy. Last 10 minutes or so. Swansea coming into the game with a little bit of possession.
Rutledge has caught Robertson out here. Looking for options, the only man in the box or anywhere near it really was McBurney, so he had to stick it in there. Fair. Martin Olsen, not with the highest quality of cross.
Well, at least they're getting positions to try and hit Liverpool. The cross came in, there was 3 Swansea players in the box. Certainly an improvement on what we've seen in the first half an hour. But I said the only thing that could stop Liverpool today was complacency after that first goal. It looks like it's crept in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Ronaldo pressurised by Carroll. Coutinho. Norton caught in no man's land. Firmino. Whistles wide from the boot of Roberto Firmino.
Another counter-attack for Liverpool from a sloppy Swansea pass again. That's where Liverpool look most dangerous. I think there was great belief there from Firmino. His options dried up really from the runs with Salah and Coutinho. So tried an effort himself. Major part of this Jurgen Klopp team. Yes, Liverpool don't have a Morata, a Harry Kane through the middle of the pitch. A number 9 who you associate with getting lots of goals, but the manager will certainly look at him as one of the most important players in his team.
Coutinho. Sent back by Matip. On by Leroy Fair. Norton. Carroll to Routledge.
A little bit more confidence will come into the Swansea players. Just the fact that they're coming to Anfield, actually got possession of the ball. Yes, they're not looking like scoring, but it's an improvement to what we saw in the early stage. But again, another sloppy pass lets them down.
Well, it's such an important few weeks in the whole shape of Swansea City, isn't it? Known for the way they were managed and the almost the plan of continuity they had with the system. All the players knew what they were doing. The managers came in, from Martinez to Rodgers and so on and so forth. Michael Laudrup. But now they seem to have strayed from that path, and as you mentioned, what is their identity?
Well, their identity, I think, is staying in the Premier League, and that's last few appointments that they've made. You wouldn't associate with the names that you've mentioned in terms of Rodgers, Martinez, Laudrup. We had Weedle in, Bob Bradley came in.
Leon Britton saying he doesn't want the job long term. Gary Monk, of course, the former manager, is now without a job after he was relieved of his duties at Middlesbrough. Been links there. One thing they do know is it definitely won't be Tony Pulis. He has taken up the reins at Middlesbrough. Liverpool inching forward. And Firmino, as he contested that, caught a little too much of Federico Fernandez.
Well, that was a good cross by Alexander-Arnold into that near post area. I think just catches him more on the shoulder. It's a good defender by Fernandez, comes across, snuffs out the danger.
There on the left of your picture is Hugh Jenkins, who has been with the club through the tough times and the trophy-winning year under Michael Laudrup. But, he has encountered problems trying to keep Swansea in the Premier League over the last couple of seasons. This is the third successive Christmas they've spent in the relegation zone. Liverpool looking for Firmino. Christmas last year, they were joint bottom on points with Hull City, only off the bottom of the table on goal difference. You keep repeating the same patterns and eventually you'll pay the price, as Sunderland found out. They were the last side to spend 3 successive Christmases in the relegation zone. Salah couldn't bring it under his spell. Here's Mawson. 10 minutes left on this first half.
First half that you felt Liverpool would run away with after that early goal. 6 minutes in, Coutinho hasn't panned out like that. Swansea grown into the game possession-wise. I'm sure there'll be a bit of frustration with how his team performed in this first 35 minutes. Become sloppy, closing down, and the aggression's not there to win the ball. It's actually been Swansea's poor play, giving the ball away, that's given opportunities to Liverpool.
Leroy Fer, who was a scorer at Goodison Park 8 days ago. McBurney, it took a block from Liverpool to get it away. It's back in there. Liverpool being worried, as they haven't been so far in the match. That'll be a goal kick though.
Oh, it just opens up for McBurney. You think he's got a great opportunity to score at the Kop end. He goes past 2 Liverpool defenders, but 2 come from nowhere. I'm not sure who makes the block. It's Clavan. Turns his back, doesn't know too much about it. And then Routledge at the back post. And Liverpool see off the danger. The first time Swansea have really looked like they could score a goal. And this is all Liverpool's own doing. I could feel this creeping into the game, the complacency. 15-20 minutes ago, it's still there. And while it's 1-0, Swansea always have a chance.
And you might have thought that Liverpool would have learned their lesson after the derby and various other games we've touched on already, but in the comfort zone after that early Coutinho classic, almost paying the price there. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Emre Can. Coutinho. And that was not the best piece of play by Rocky Mesa. Advantage played by Kevin Friend, though. May yet get a yellow card for that, Rocky Mesa.
Saying sorry to the referee now. Just trying to get out of it. I think when teams drop deep like this against Liverpool, allow them to have the ball. Sometimes the passing becomes too slow, lethargic. And it's difficult then to raise the tempo. I think that's been a problem for a long time. Maybe at times even when I play, but certainly under Jurgen Klopp.
Salah getting it back from Firmino. Salah, Firmino, nearly. Mawson got in the way. Run back well by Wijnaldum. Over the top by Can. Liverpool have suddenly developed a hunger. It's Coutinho again. It's blocked behind for a corner. Fabianski couldn't stop that one.
He was just waiting for it to open up for Coutinho, as it did early in the game when he bent it round the defender, trying to do the same. Fernandes gets the block.
Coutinho's corner. A couple of bodies ended up on the deck, but nothing to interest Kevin Friend unduly. Routledge. McBurney. Here's Fer. Seeking Ayew. Alexander-Arnold was back there. Firmino. Coutinho. Beyond Mesa. It's come through to Salah. Mo Salah trying to get it back onto his left, and the reinforcements arrive for Swansea. It's over Salah. It's through to Firmino. Firmino, Salah now, has he interfered with that? No, says Kevin Friend. And he felt for all the world that he was pushed just as he went to head that.
It looked like he was just going to head it in again. Brilliant Firmino on this side, gets a cross in from the byline. It looks like it evades the defender. Salah's just going to head it in. We'll have to wait for the replay if there is something in this. You see Firmino again. Gets that little dink. There's a little tug on his right arm from Tom Carroll. You see it there, and the ball goes past Moores, and you're just waiting for him to put it in. It's theatrical at the end, there's no doubt about that, but there's just a slight little tug on the... No.
There was just that little moment, wasn't there, where his arm was pinned a little, but I don't think it was quite matching the reaction from Salah.
No, that's maybe made the referee's mind up. It's difficult for the referee on that one because it happens just before the ball comes across, and he's obviously watching the flight of the ball come across.
So there's concern here over Emre Can. And some figures from Liverpool's illustrious past here tonight. Kevin Keegan. And he will, I'm sure, be looking on with interest to see how his former club do against the runaway Premier League leaders. Manchester United dropping more points today at home to Burnley. So City go to Newcastle looking to extend that lead. That's tomorrow on the Premier League channel from 7. And then Thursday from 7:30, Crystal Palace against Arsenal we have live for you.
He went down 4 or 5 minutes ago. He's gone off the other side. There will be a worry that with the injury to Jordan Henderson. He's coming and taking that role, that holding role. Liverpool don't have what you may call a specialist in that position, so that will be a worry for Klopp.
Well, the first season he came into Liverpool, he had that hectic schedule that he'd inherited, and all the cups and so on and so forth, and got a lot of criticism, didn't he? All those hamstring injuries that players were getting. You sense that he's juggling his squad a little bit more this season, got the criticism for leaving players out of the derby and so on and so forth.
Well, there's no doubt he's an intensive manager, and his teams have to play like that. You'll get more injuries playing like that.
They've only been intense in bursts tonight.
I think that's maybe something that Jurgen Klopp's looked at. Can you play in the Premier League like that, week in, week out, for 90 minutes? That intensity. There's no doubt Liverpool slowed down in the second half of last season.
And they look for a second before half-time. Alexander-Arnold at the heart of it. He's lost out. Carroll looking for McBurney. Emre Can back out there. They'll look to get him in at half-time and assess whether he can carry on in the second half. Eased on by Firmino. Firmino winning it back for Liverpool. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain now. Clever. Robertson. Coutinho. Rocky Mesa. Ayew. That'll be a free kick to Swansea A challenge from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Into 2 minutes of added time we are now. Well, Jamie, it's the first half that, for the most part, has been strangely lacking in intensity from Liverpool and has been punctuated by passing errors from Swansea, but it's been lit up by a moment of magic from Coutinho.
Yes, and you'd think on the back of last season, one of the biggest clubs in world football wanted to take him. His performances have actually gone up a level, I feel, from last season, whether that's part of the front three or midfield three. I think he's almost involved in a goal every game, whether it's an assist or one himself that we saw today. I think as good as anyone, if not the best in the Premier League from outside the box.
And Firmino's involved here, gets the touch beyond Fernandes. Roberto Firmino! It's a glaring miss in the dying embers of this first half.
Again comes from Swansea, losing the ball, sloppy. Messer there, and this one I'm talking about today, this sums Liverpool up. Being too complacent, that's just got to be hit with your left foot. Now, tries to drag it back, good defending from Mawson, doesn't go diving in, makes himself big, but as soon as he doesn't take that first opportunity on the left foot, it's always going to be more difficult. It feels like watching Liverpool in a training session at times in this first half.
Firmino. Salah. Leroy Fer. McBurney. Well, Liverpool lead at the break. It was another collector's item from Felipe Coutinho on his 200th Liverpool appearance. He rattled in his 12th goal of the season. It was an absolute beauty from the Brazilian. Firmino really should have doubled the advantage just before the break, but he fired low and wide. Liverpool leading bottom of the table Swansea then this Boxing Day at half-time at Anfield by 1-0.
Getting you home for the Premier League on Sky Sports, sponsored by the new Nissan Micra.
Newcastle hosts Man City and Arsenal travel to Selhurst Park as festive football continues. Live, Sky Sports Premier League.
I'm in the middle of the center. I'll be dropping jars when I enter. Running on the post with no contender.
New Kia Stonic. Live every moment.
We can cross continents and time zones at the mere touch of a button. The moment the game changes is the moment we see it. I miss nothing. We are members of the world's favourite online sports betting company. And we gamble responsibly at Bet365.
It's a lovely day today, so whatever you've got to do, you've got a lovely day to do it in, that's true. Come on! And I hope whatever you've got to do, something that can be done by two. For I'd really like to stay. It's a lovely day.
Today is the day to take that step. there's something impossible out there waiting for you. So, we have a vision to make movement better for everyone. Because when we're free to move, anything is possible.
Everyone in position?
Standing by outside the circuit.
Mac Attack is ready to roll.
Let's bring down the house.
Heart of a lion, fire inside me blaze like a siren. Why would you try it? Wake up the beast, no I can't keep silent. I put my time in, I got my fears, I'm ready to fly. Get loud for me. Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Pepsi Max. Try a new tradition this Christmas.
Heinz seriously good mayonnaise. Upgrade your mayonnaise this Christmas.
There are moments where the smallest adjustments can make a big difference. Brawn Series Series 9 Auto Sense technology reads your beer density and informs the motor which adjusts its power to deliver Brawn's most efficient shave. Exceptionally gentle. For the moments that matter. Brawn. Save £125 on Brawn Series 9, now at Boots.
When the banter turns bad, remember, stop, speak, support. That's stop, speak, support.
Getting you home for the Premier League on Sky Sports, sponsored by the new Nissan Micra.
Liverpool 1-up, Jamie Redknapp is with us. And Jamie, we heard from Jurgen Klopp right at the top of the show today saying this is not a normal bottom-of-the-table side, Swansea, because they like to play football. But has that been their biggest problem in that first half?
Unfortunately, it is their downfall. You know, I think as a manager, 5 minutes into a game, your confidence is low. I think you have to say to your players, let's try and play in their half. I know, and I listened to Jamie, and he's right, he talk about philosophies or how teams play, but there comes a time when you've just got to play percentage football. Play in their half, turn the two centre-backs, ask questions
As
later.
Everton did.
Absolutely, because I don't want to take anything away from this goal because it is a thing of beauty. But what they do, unfortunately, Swansea, is get caught in their own half. They win the ball back initially, they get the ball into Jordan Ayew, who then takes his first touch. Could have been fouled just there, but he decides to... Oh, just hold it back there, because he decides to go down. Now, straight away, you've got a problem. You've got the best players on the ball. Firmino, you've got Salah, and also you've got Coutinho here. And I love what Coutinho does. He makes a great run off the ball and receives it first time, and then this finish is just exquisite. There's nothing he does on the pitch that surprises me. He is so talented. They lose the ball there, straight away, bang, 3 passes, into them, and a great finish. It really is. He wraps his foot around it. He covers the ball so well. He's a fantastic finisher, Coutinho. He really is, and scoring so many goals from outside the box.
It's pretty much unsavable, isn't it, Jamie?
No chance. The keeper has absolutely no chance because Fernandes actually does well. He goes and presses the ball, but he hits it so early and just whips it away. And you can see the keeper doesn't even move. You have no chance of a finish like that.
He's out on his own in terms of goals scored from outside the penalty area since he arrived in the Premier League in February 2013. 19 of his 41 from outside the box. That same thing, though, Jamie, later in the half, Swansea again getting caught.
Yeah, and this is game over. I think if Liverpool go in 2-0, I don't see a way back for Swansea. Again, they lose it in their own half. This is a chance. You finish. You've got to finish that. He tries to be a bit clever. He could lay it to someone else, and he knows it. That's the game won. And I'm sure Jurgen Klopp would have thought to himself, I can relax. We can maybe bring on some substitutes.
Is this the Achilles heel for Liverpool right now? These moments, these crucial moments.
Well, you look at Harry Kane, for instance. Aguero, they're finishing there. That's the difference, I think. And their football's fantastic, but they get in so many great positions to finish off teams, to punish them, and they just don't have that in their locker, really. And that's the problem, and that's what's going to cost them.
What about the threat from Swansea?
It's coming, you know, at times it hasn't really been enough. I wonder if he might make a change. Maybe Tammy Abrahams might come on and give a bit of pace up there. Or Ayew had the header at the far post, but it's been few and far between. But they're still in this game because Liverpool, during the last 3 at home, the crowd will start to get a little bit nervous. I think Liverpool will still win it. But if they get one chance, you never know what can happen.
While there's only one goal, the difference there is always a sniff for Swansea. There is a lot of football you sense left in this match at Anfield, but Liverpool have the lead.
Getting you home for the Premier League on Sky Sports, sponsored by the new Nissan Micra.
Book your ABTA and ATOL protected holiday now and get £100 off per person. Jet2 Holidays. Package holidays you can trust.
Forget anything can happen. In sport, anything does happen. But could it be better? With Request a Bet, it could. Spark your sports brain and roll all the possibilities into one bet. 3 red cards, 7 corners, 5 goals. Let's price that up or browse hundreds of Request a Bets on our app. The possibilities are humongous. How big is your sports noggin?
Sky Bet, Britain's most popular online bookmaker. When the fun stops, stop.
Switching broadband used to be so monstrous. The countless calls and the horrific hold music. And the hanging around without connection for eternity would leave you at each other's throats. But that's changed. The Sky Broadband Switch Squad will do the work for you. And you should be back online in minutes. Take the horror out of switching broadband. It's as hassle-free as opening the curtains. Oh, crumbs. Sky. Believe in better.
I have horses for you.
Hey, who's ridden before?
When I was 9.
I ain't losing one, man.
Captain!
We're ready for anything. The only way home is winning.
12 strong, the declassified true story of the horse soldiers.
Right, everyone. Ideas for making our multi-car insurance even better. Yes, Tom.
Free Admiral with every new policy.
That's not at all creepy.
What if you could add any of your family to your Admiral multi-car policy?
And when their car's due for renewal, it's automatically added.
Saving customers time and money. So how many dolls should I own then?
50,000. Admiral, looking after you.
Got the usual gifts this Christmas.
It's not too late to get something you really want at whereIwantforchristmas.com.
2018, there is one unique place where you can live an adventure, feel the fantasy, and experience moments beyond your imagination. Escape into a world unlike any other. There's nowhere quite like Sky Cinema.
Getting you home for the Premier League on Sky Sports, sponsored by the new Nissan Micra.
Are you holding on to possession? Firmino has stolen it back for Liverpool, and Liverpool get at Swansea straight away, and that is a joy to behold! Ruthless and brilliant. Coutinho, 1-0 Liverpool.
Another work of art from the Coutinho collection sees Liverpool lead at half-time. World Championship darts back tomorrow from its Christmas break. MVG and Barney among those in action when it resumes at 12:30 tomorrow on the Sky Sports Darts channel. Only one goal in at Anfield could be a tense 45 ahead. Swansea perhaps considering their options at half-time. Second half comes next.
Bet Boost from William Hill lets you decide which odds you want to boost. All you need to do is select your market, go to your bet slip, hit boost, and then place your bet at the boosted price. Don't wait for enhanced or crowd-led prices. We're giving you your own bet boost every day to use on any sport. More choice, more control, and now available on Google Play. William Hill. This is more.
So Swansea City bottom at Christmas, and they will be bottom on Boxing Day unless they can do here in the second half something that they've only managed to do once this season, and that is score 2 goals away from home. Doesn't look like there are going to be any substitutes for Leon Britton and Swansea City. What, Jamie, does he have to change if they're going to compete here in the second half?
Well, can he get more support to McBurney at the top end of the pitch? Then you've got less numbers in midfield. It's not easy. I think what he'll try and do is try and stay in this game for as long as possible. If you can keep this game at 1-0, when you're getting to 15-20 minutes from the end of the game, then maybe look towards his bench, Abraham, maybe go with an extra striker. But you expect this man here and the rest of those Liverpool's attack to step the game up and try and win this game in the next 15-20 minutes. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp won't have been too happy. Sloppiness crept into the Liverpool team. Certainly Firmino, that chance he had to what you would feel would kill the game.
So Liverpool attacking the Kop in the second half here, leading by that Coutinho cracker on 6 minutes. No changes for them. They do have Adam Lallana and Sadio Mane among their substitutes. They do also, like everyone else at this time of year, have a busy schedule up and coming. Leicester next up, come here on Saturday, and then they go to Burnley, and then a small matter of Merseyside derby in the FA Cup. Couldn't quite keep that in, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Couldn't quite keep himself on the field of play either, and no harm done. I suppose, Jamie, the ultimate for a manager at this time of year is to take care of business and be able to rotate and keep a bit in reserve for the next thing that's very quickly around the corner.
It is, it's getting that balance right. Jurgen Klopp's been criticised for that, changing the team. I feel certainly this time of year you have to change the team, bring fresh legs into it. But it's getting those changes right. I think most people in these parts feel he got it wrong in the Merseyside derby with the team that he picked. It didn't stop him making changes away at Bournemouth, and he won. What was that game, 4-0?
4-0, yeah. Here's Matip, one of those two returned to the fold today. 4 changes from the last outing, that thriller at the Emirates on Friday. it's fair to say this one hasn't quite had the same cut and thrust as that so far. That's hoisted on by Oxlade-Chamberlain. A fairly warm reception from his former club's fans when he came on against Arsenal. Alexander-Arnold. Really good cross in, and he just nodded his head in the direction of the ball without getting the contact there, Firmino.
Great cross, Alexander-Arnold. We saw one first half, but Firmino just caught Fernandes on the top of the head. This time he gets across the defender. Just can't get that touch on it. Just an inch so short. But of course, Fabianski a problem at his near post.
But he's allowed to carry on. McBurney. Cleverland will just touch it out. Morton to McBurney. And until they get the second or the third, indeed, Liverpool, they're going to be moments of anxiety when there are those sort of situations that Swansea have. They've got it back here as well, the visitors. Here's Carroll. He's got it through to Ayew. Didn't really get hold of that as he would have liked, Jordan Ayew. Emre Can. Matip. Well, the pattern of both sides being slightly careless in possession seems to have continued into the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Firmino. Salah. Salah! Saved by Fabianski.
He's been accustomed to that going into the far corner, similar position he was in against Arsenal. That took a little deflection off the defender to beat the goalkeeper. Comfortable save in the end, really, from Fabianski. But more often than not, he finds that far corner. I think for Liverpool, vital to get that second goal. I think it'll be fear in the ground that something could always go wrong at the other end, and that's what gives opposition teams belief. Even someone like Swansea, who've only scored 11 goals this season, if they keep it at 1-0, will something happen at the other end? It's happened before.
Well, fair goes through the back of Coutinho there, barges into the ground, and that'll be a free kick.
In between full-back and midfielder again, Philip Coutinho just brings him down.
And this is usually fertile territory. Philip Coutinho can make plenty of. Clipped in by Coutinho. Firmino's there! There is the second. A joyous delivery. And it's volleyed home by Firmino.
A goal assist for Philip Coutinho again today. He's celebrating with that man Firmino. Should have finished this game before half-time. It looks like he's just finished it after half-time. Great delivery. There's actually two players with Fernandes, one in front, one behind. He's looking around, there's players there. You see Matip and then Firmino. You also look at the goalkeeper, you think where Firmino puts that in from, it's in the 6-yard box. He's got to come a bit higher. The defensive line is high. But you see that volley there right in front of the Cobb. Gets a good contact on it. And now the dancing can start on Boxing Night.
The Brazilian double act enjoying themselves in the chill of an Anfield Boxing Day night. Well, all those conditions that you were describing a moment ago, Jamie, that Swansea might draw encouragement from about Liverpool not killing it off. You feel that that second should really do that now. Fair powering forward, McBurney.
Well, we know 2-0 wasn't enough on Friday night, but this is a completely different proposition. I mean, Swansea, unfortunately, look like a team at the bottom of the league.
Yeah, you don't feel that they've got a 4-minute burst in them like Arsenal had on Friday.
The great thing with Firmino now is he is actually scoring more goals this season, a lot more productive.
Offside flag up against him on that occasion. Yeah, that's 15 now for him in all competitions. Most appearances under Jurgen Klopp and the most goals under the 2.5 years under Jurgen Klopp.
Well, 15 halfway through a season, if you can get close to 30, 25 plus, I don't think you can complain with your main centre forward. Jamie mentioned at half-time, Harry Kane. Yes, is he as ruthless as him in front of goal? No, but he may even be almost as important to Liverpool as Harry Kane is to Spurs. For the work he does off the ball. Don't forget his role in the first goal. It's outstanding on Friday at the Emirates. And for all your talent in this Liverpool team, especially with Coutinho, I still believe Firmino was one of the first names on the team sheet with Jurgen Klopp. Starts everything with him, the press, the ability on the ball, and now a lot more goals.
I mean, Harry Kane's numbers are exceptional. Here's Salah, who's not doing so badly himself. That's behind for a Liverpool corner. Well, Roberto Firmino, that's now 8 in his last 8 starts. He's scored in 3 games in a row. Bournemouth, Arsenal, and now putting Swansea to the sword as well. He might not have finished for the evening here either. Salah to take this corner in front of the Kop. McBurney patrolling that near post area. It's a chip and charge from Leroy Fair. Into an excellent ball for Firmino, who is brought down just outside the penalty area. Yellow card for Martin Olsen and a free kick for Liverpool.
It was a great ball from Alexander-Arnold. Just a little bit of a bend away from the defender Olsen. Steven Gerrard passed that. Firmino knows when he gets there first, he's going to invite the challenge.
An expectant hush descends as Coutinho sets his sights here. What can the little man concoct here?
Space for Salah, back post.
And it's to Salah, and it's wide. It very nearly paid off.
Never looked close to him from the free kick. Just conceded a goal from a Coutinho free kick and a goal at the back post. Salah just doesn't get the right contact on it. I mean, the pass from Coutinho, really, you want that pass along the floor, so as Salah comes onto it, he just tries to, inside of his foot, and tries to slot it in the near post. When it's bouncing, it's difficult, doesn't get the contact on it. But again, not ready there from a set-piece, Swansea.
It's dropped in perfectly for Salah. Took it early, Fabianski was out.
We've just seen a great pass from the right back. For Liverpool now, we've seen one from the left back, Robertson. 3 times now Liverpool have looked for this pass. Klavan tried it a couple of minutes ago with Salah.
Coutinho to keep this move alive for Liverpool. The deflection will carry it into the arms of Fabianski. Without the deflection, it might well have been heading for the top corner.
And for the first game of the season, I saw Mo Salah away at Watford. Those runs in between full-back and centre-back. I think everyone in the Premier League is well aware of it now. It's stopping it. It's so quick. And it's not just about the pace, it's the timing of the run.
Fernandez. Leroy Fair looking to improve on that statistic for Swansea. McBurney. A touch there from Alexander-Arnold that took it away from Ayew.
Well, remember, as soon as Liverpool lost the goal at the back post, Gomez switched off. Alexander-Arnold there, tuned in, gets a good touch.
Two from here for Swansea. Of course they have to contain to stay in this game, but they also have to create the balance that they've struggled with all season long.
I mean, you really fear for them at this moment. It's not just about being bottom of the league, there's a gap now through 17th position.
Lovely turn initially from Wijnaldum to start this charge. He's got support from Coutinho. Still going Wijnaldum. Here's Rocky Mesa. To carry on, he's seen off Trent Alexander-Arnold. Kicked out Routledge. Leroy Fair.
Chance. Good ball from that side, far too easy to get the cross in. Routledge on that side, unmarked in the box. Things that were punished a few days ago. Not that quality in the ranks of Swansea that we saw at Arsenal. Leroy Fair knows he should be working the goalkeeper there.
Hour played. It is time for a change for Swansea. Tammy Abraham getting stripped and ready down below us. Klavan. Coutinho. Offside against Firmino. And it's a like-for-like swap. Every player will remember, I'm sure, their full Premier League debut, and he won't forget it, particularly here at Anfield, but hasn't had the dream component that I'm sure he would have desired.
He had that one opportunity in front of the Kop. Just thought he was going to bend it in the far corner. Great block from Klavan, who it was, but Abraham has come on. a lot made of the fact that Swansea brought him in at the start of the season. Newcastle very disappointed that they missed out on him on loan for the season.
He's just gone off the boil a little bit after that flurry of early goals. All 4 of them coming in the opening weeks of the season.
I think that was always going to be the case. A young player done really well in the Championship last season. He's going to be dipped in and out of a Premier League team, as you'd expect. The problem is the other man he signed, centre forward, hasn't delivered. Really big player for them a few years ago, Wilfred Boney. He's been a major disappointment, out injured at this moment. I think it's fair to say the actual signings that Swansea have made haven't made any difference at all. In fact, they took them backwards, I would say. I certainly think of the acquisition of the midfield player Sanchez from Bayern Munich on the bench.
Yeah, well, it's telling, isn't it? You look at the bench today. You've got Renato Sanchez, Tammy Abraham on the bench, Sam Klukas, all the big summer acquisitions, and Wilfred Bonny, who limped out after 40 seconds or so across Stanley Park at Goodison last Monday. Here's Firmino now to Salah. Oh, with the block, but Alexander-Arnold means business. Oxlade-Chamberlain to Alexander-Arnold. Emre Can. Just too high for Firmino. Robertson should be able to keep it alive. Coutinho. Beautifully set up by Coutinho, in by Robertson, out by Mawson. Here comes Alexander-Arnold. Oh! What a great moment for Trent Alexander-Arnold in front of the Kop here, blasting in his first Premier League goal.
He reads it brilliantly well to start with, nicks in front of the attacking player for Swansea. And all that was left was, can he finish? He's got a great goal in Europe early in the season from a free kick. You see one full-back here, Robertson. Puts a good ball in, and you see that reads the game. One-touch finish. Just steps in, gets something on it. Always looks better when it goes in off the bar. But this kid's got the makings of a star. You see the celebration. Liverpool have 2 very young fullbacks vying for this position. He's a lot better going forward. Maybe Gomez better defensively. But there's one thing for sure. Nathaniel Klein has got a huge problem when he comes back and gets fit. With the 2 players Jurgen Klopp has at his disposal here.
Goes down in the annals of memorable moments. A star from Alexander-Arnold. Here comes Salah. Liverpool could run riot here. In a double quick time, Firmino gets his second and Liverpool get their 4th. This could get horrible for Swansea.
Oh, from their own making yet again, Swansea lose the ball in midfield. This is where it all started today. Go 1-0 down after 6 minutes. Lose the ball, sloppy in midfield there, Fair. And Salah, unselfish, rolls it to Firmino. Open net, again, boost the goal tally. But Salah, you see, keeps looking across. And even I'd score that.
Well, a beaming, bright white smile from Roberto Firmino. He just loves playing against Swansea. That's 5 in 3 he's got against them now. And we've still got a quarter of this contest to play here.
Well, I felt at half-time, I think I said in commentary, Liverpool will try and take this game away from Swansea in the first 15-20 minutes. Up the intensity that we saw for the last half an hour in that first half. I think it was far too easy for Liverpool. Took the foot off the pedal because of the opposition in Swansea. And that's exactly what they've done.
And now Jurgen Klopp, as we were touching on earlier, does have that cushion to rotate and give some game time to players who need it. And in between the flurry of Liverpool goals, they did make that change, as you might have spotted. Swansea City sending on St. Lucas for Roque Mesa. Liverpool will have a double substitution of their own. More valuable minutes for Adam Lallana, and more well-deserved applause for Roberto Firmino.
Yeah, huge fan of his. Getting the goals now that you'd expect from a Liverpool centre-forward. Solanke comes on, centre-forward in the making in the future for Liverpool, maybe. And the player of the season, Salah, going off, and one of the players of last season who've seen very little of this season in Adam Lallana getting a run out. But that's what it gives you the opportunity to do. Being 4-0 up, you can make changes, rest players. And that was maybe a criticism for Jurgen Klopp before the Merseyside derby game. Why he didn't make changes in the Champions League game when it was 5, 6, 7-0.
Lallana. After so long out, just being eased back into action, understandably, Adam Lallana. Robertson able to gallop forward and make up the ground. Here's Coutinho. Swivelling hips. Little touch from Lallana. Dug out by Norton.
I think they needed a result like this, Liverpool. Not great in the last 2 home games. Only scored 1 goal against Everton, West Brom. Sometimes it's not just about the 3 points, getting a few goals, lifting this crowd, coming here again in a few days against Leicester, which will be a tough game. Won't be easy against Leicester.
Leicester, who lost out at Watford today as they brought their wretched recent run to an end. Marco Silva's side. After 3 home Premier League games here without a win, this is just the sort of evening that Liverpool would have hoped for. It's more plain sailing in the first half, but the second they've shown their class. And the chasm between the sides has really been illustrated starkly. Very little cause for encouragement that Swansea can take away from this. Here's Chan. Coutinho. Ball down by Carroll.
Superb again, as he was. Oh, as he has been all season.
That's Wijnaldum. Solanke giving chase. Hoisted away by Norton. Interesting comparison up front to young English centre-forwards. Tammy Abraham and Dominic Solanke, both with the Chelsea connections, of course, winning so many prizes with the Chelsea youth setup. Wilson felt that there was a hand on him there from Oxlade-Chamberlain, but Kevin Friend's going to let Swansea get on with it. Oxlade-Chamberlain won't get away with that one.
Well, you look how tough the next 6 are for Swansea. And you feel that game at Watford. Yes, it's away from home. They got a good win today, Watford. But you feel if you don't take something out from that game, you just feel there's any hope going forward for them. On the back of those 6 games, you still expect to see them rooted to the bottom of the table. And the gap to get out of it now is just growing by the day as teams near the bottom change your manager. Picking up wins, draws, points here and there. I can't see any way out for them, really. They've done it before.
Well, the pattern with which they did it last year was obviously the change of manager almost exactly at this stage, the introduction of Paul Clement. They had a very solid January, 3 wins out of 4 Premier League games, including here at Anfield. And they had a late flurry of wins in the closing weeks of the season to pull themselves away from it.
How influential Llorente, certainly Sigurdsson was in that run. They don't have that quality now.
It doesn't come cheap. Coutinho, speaking of quality. Federico Fernandez, here comes Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Took on too much. There comes Alexander-Arnold. What a night this young man is having here. The deflection takes it into the path of Alexander-Arnold. You can forgive him for taking on all comers, and he's forced the corner from Ayew. It's worth another look, this goal.
Not many young defenders his age can score at the top end. There's very few.
Off the top of my head, I think he's the second youngest, isn't he, Jamie? Who could have done it younger?
Well, you know, I wasn't too bad. Had a cop end. Great buzz as a young lad scoring a goal there. Another man at the other end of his career, Milner now coming on for left back.
Still 15 minutes to play here. Routledge. Well, that's 2 of the so-called flair players pursuing him. Adam Lallana and Coutinho still full of work rate. Leroy Fer. Olsen. Cut out by Clavan. Swansea got a corner.
Well, they'll want the clean sheet, Liverpool, after what we saw on Friday. The same questions asked about Liverpool defensively.
Was out at that near post area. Now Coutinho, red shirts flooding forward. Solanke just beaten to the punch by Carl Norton. Lallana. Lovely turn by Lallana.
got great feet, great balance, Lallana. Not seeing these first 3 or 4 months of the season. Has been missed. You actually think going forward where he'll actually fit into this Liverpool team, but he was a major part of the team that qualified for the Champions League last season. And you'd expect he'll have a major part going forward for England in the summer. Certain to be part of Gareth Southgate's squad.
Well, Renato Sanchez, who was so integral to Portugal's success in the European Championships, his star has faded considerably since then. He's had a wretched time in South Wales, but whoever takes over till the end of the season for Swansea, if they can get a tune out of this young man, then that would certainly help their cause, because he's misfired so far. Comes on for his first appearance since he was withdrawn early on at Stamford Bridge in the defeat there.
Yes. Strange really what happened to him. Go to Bayern Munich. There was 2 of them come to the Premier League. Maybe Jose Mourinho, known him from Portugal. He looked ready-made as well for the Premier League. The physique, his power, just hasn't happened for him.
Solanke combining well with Coutinho. Lucas. Abraham to Sanchez to Carroll. One of the features of Swansea's play this season, even when results have gone against them, as they have tended to do, is that they tend to concede a whole load of goals. They were beaten 4 at home by Manchester United, many of those goals coming in the last 10 minutes of the match. Manchester City put 4 past them. They haven't conceded more than 4 yet this season.
I mean, we know the stats, look at them goal scoring wise. You're just not going to stay in the Premier League with that. But a lot of the time this season they have been, or certainly not as bad as other sides near the bottom defensively. Well, that seems to have gone away. Watching them at Goodison conceding 3 at Everton, 4 today.
Do you think they're in the situation, Swansea, where whoever takes over this group of players, the formation of the squad, lacks the quality to stay in the Premier League?
Yes, they have to go really big January. I'm talking, I don't feel they're going to get out, so I think they're going to go in, or end up in the Championship, but that can't be the thoughts of the chairman, the owners. They've got to bring someone in and try and give them that belief that they can get out of this situation. As I said, they've been there before, but it's going to need significant funds in January. This team is, from what I'm looking at today, what I've seen this season, seen other teams, I think the worst team in the Premier League. So there has to be an influx, I think, of 4 or 5 players maybe in January. I think they made 30 million in the summer. With people going out, people coming in, so I don't think you can say the funds aren't there. But how much does 4 or 5 players cost you now?
And do they want to come to a relegation battle, the sort of players that can guarantee you Premier League goals? Emre Can. Solanke. His ambitions thwarted by Federico Fernandez, his Routledge. Lallana. Gets it back from Coutinho. Still going, Lallana. Oxlade-Chamberlain's allowed to keep on going despite his suspicions of a high boot. Well, he's hungrier in there, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and gets his reward as Liverpool hit 5.
Really pleased with this lad. He questioned them first half, shot over the box, does he score enough goals? Jurgen Klopp has said he wants that more from him. Wasn't expected at Arsenal, Jurgen Klopp said, but I'm sure Arsene Wenger will see something different, but he's got that goal at the Kop end. The ball's bouncing around a little bit. I mean, some Swansea up a little bit, really. Not strong enough defensively. And it's a great finish. Just lobs it over the keeper into that far corner. Shows his strength, persistence there in the box. Reacts well. Gets across the defender, touch. And a little lob volley to the far side. Great feeling for any Liverpool player to score at that end in front of those supporters, and that'll give him a great lift going forward for his Liverpool career. Starting to really see why Jurgen Klopp brought him to the club. A lot of questions asked when he did. Where was he going to play? Where was he going to fit in? Was it expensive to pay that for a man who's maybe going to be on the bench more often than not? But now he's got a lot more chances. And we're paying Jurgen Klopp.
Ayew. Swansea have the corner. Yeah, the previous 2 goals for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, both coming away, and Maribor in the Champions League, and the rout to West Ham United. Now he knows what it's like to score in front of the Kop. Score here at Anfield. Feeling that was discovered by Trent Alexander-Arnold just moments before. Nelson got his head to it, but without any real direction. There's a Liverpool connection on the Swansea dugout alongside Leon Britton. Cameron Toshak, son of the former Liverpool striker John Toshak, the former Swansea manager, who was responsible for them in the top flight the last time they were there before this stay, which looks so perilous now in its 7th season. Oxlade-Chamberlain's got a taste for it now, but he sees it blocked behind by Martin Olsen.
Looks like he's getting the taste for it now, making runs forward. Using his pace and power. Olsen makes the challenge.
And the first time in the Premier League that Liverpool have hit 5 at home this season. Klavan. Oxlade-Chamberlain with Milner. And despite the referee slightly wrong-siding him, Wijnaldum's kept it alive, and here he is on the ball now, the Dutchman. Alexander-Arnold to Lallana. Chan for Milner. Oh, Solanke. Well, that would have crowned it off if he could get in the act as well.
Another man will be desperate for a goal. Another summer signing, Solanke. Just can't lift it over the goalkeeper, Fabianski. Maybe the deflection off the hand of the Swansea defender just puts him off, wrong foots him slightly. Can't get his feet set quickly enough.
Lucas. Ayew. And the evening started with Ayew ending up on the deck unnecessarily. It led to Liverpool's first, and it's pretty much ending that way. Coutinho. Bewitching from Coutinho, who looks to set up Solanke, who went for a carbon copy of the Firmino finish, but he put it wide.
And this lad will score plenty of goals if the man feeding them stays at this club. Great free by Coutinho initially, great ball. It's a great volley, just the wrong side of the post. So he keeps his eye on it all the way. It's a great contact. Fabianski relieved, it goes to the other side of the post. But the players he's playing with now, Solanke, they get plenty of opportunities. He gets a run in the side at some stage. I mean, that speaks for itself.
Lallana trying to improve and close in on Manchester City.
We talk about Manchester City goals. Lallana, another attacking player we haven't seen this season. Well, some of the attack and play, interplay, goals scored by this Liverpool side that this man's created is a joy to watch. At times you look at the chances that they miss. You talk about Firmino, the goals, or the chances they missed on Friday at Arsenal. Well, not every side can score a goal for every chance that they have, but the goals that they do get means that Liverpool are one of the most exciting sides in Europe. You see what the teams they're up there with. Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City goals for.
Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well, you look at the fixtures, Jamie, that Liverpool have got to come here. Of course, they've got Leicester at the weekend. The next home Premier League fixture after that is the visit of Manchester City. Ayew. Solanke. Coutinho. Milner. Coutinho finding Wijnaldum. Milner's ghosted in behind. Trying to tee it up for Solanke. Back in by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oxlade-Chamberlain here. Now Wijnaldum. Lallana. As he caught just outside the penalty area. The referee let play go on anyway, or did he? Well, the offside flag's gone up, so it's all an irrelevance.
I think he's given a foul on Adam Lallana, I think. It's a lovely touch. Looked like he was going to get round the other side. Coutinho got the shot off. He was offside, but this little lovely touch there goes round.
We waited to see if there was advantage there. Kevin Friend, none was forthcoming, so it's been pulled back for this one.
We saw the lads look at his record at half-time. Goals from outside the box. I think it was 19. 4 ahead of Christian Eriksen. I think he was in second place. Just shows how lethal that man is, and another great opportunity to make it 6 and 2 for him today. I don't know what they're whispering about, it's just let him hit it.
Here he comes, Coutinho, straight into the wall after all that. Offside against Wijnaldum. Well, Jamie, Liverpool really came to life in the second half, and much of their player joy to behold. Who have you picked out as your man of the match tonight?
Well, it could have been the man who's just taken the free kick, a toss-up between Philip Coutinho, but I've gone for this man, Roberto Firmino. Yes, let himself down the first half with that chance to kill the game, but he was the one who was involved in the first goal, the great Coutinho goal, pressing, winning the ball back. Vital to get a goal against a team who you know are going to come and make it difficult, and was the man who took the game away from Swansea with those 2 goals in the second half.
Renato Sanchez. Tammy Abraham, and Mignolet, who has had next to nothing to do, does preserve the clean sheet. And Jurgen Klopp, whose side needed a lift after failing to win their last 3 games here, certainly have that and then some here. Hapless Swansea remain rooted to the bottom of the Premier League. But Liverpool hit 5 here in the Premier League for the first time this season, and so much to admire. Firmino, who helped set up the first for Coutinho, the only goal of the first half, and then in the